And joining us now is senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez, who is standing outside the White House right now. Gabe, just to recap, the president putting full responsibility for the government shutdown on the Democrats. He said he wants to see the end of the filibuster over in the Senate. A lot of questions to get to here, but first things first, for those that have been impacted by the government shutdown, for those government workers that have been stuck in limbo, do we have a timeline on how soon some of the back pay could be restored, how soon people could be back in the office that haven't been in the office? How soon is it going to be before money starts flowing again?
That agencies have already begun telling those federal workers to come back to work starting tomorrow. Now, as for when their full back pay will be handed out, we're out to the Office of Management and Budget and have not heard exact details on when that will happen. But I want to go back to the event that we just saw right there in the Oval Office, a rare nighttime appearance by the president, surrounded by his supporters in the Republican Party, as well as some business leaders that have been here for a private dinner. Significantly, Gotti, as you mentioned, yes, the president blaming the government shutdown squarely on Democrats. But something else as we look forward to potentially the next fight here, the president railing against Obamacare. That's something he's done before, but really stressing that he wants the Republicans to, quote, forget this Obamacare madness, suggesting that the next battle that we have ahead of us, with Democrats agreeing to potentially go into some negotiations over those Affordable Care Act subsidies, the president, at least according to that, doesn't seem to have much patience for that. And we should point out that he's been in public life now for quite some time, about a decade since he announced his run for president, and still has no concrete plan to replace Obamacare. Still, though, we could end up in this very same situation in a couple of months, perhaps early next year. It's potentially that we could head into another government shutdown, because we heard from the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, that they will continue, that Democrats do plan to continue the fight for those ACA subsidies. But back to what the president just said, blaming Democrats for those 20,000 flights that have been canceled, more than 1 million federal workers who have not been paid. The president, though, trying to tout his economic accomplishments, touting the record stock market. But then notably, Gotti, he did not take any questions. And there was the press pool was in there. My own colleague Garrett Hake was in there with the press pool, hoping to ask the president some questions about the shutdown, also about the revelations that we saw earlier in the day when House Democrats released emails regarding the Jeffrey Epstein case that mentioned President Trump multiple times. Republicans also released some 20,000 pages of documents. And now we just learned later on tonight that House Speaker Mike Johnson plans to bring before the House floor a vote next week, that he intends to